Jack Della Maddalena didn't just win at UFC 315. He walked into Belal Muhammad's house, rearranged the furniture, and left with the welterweight title like it was always his. The MMA world watched in awe as the Aussie sensation painted a 5-round masterpiece, and the reactions came in hot. If Jack Della Maddalena wanted to announce his welterweight title aspirations with fireworks, UFC 315 was his personal 4th of July. The Aussie sharpshooter didn't just defeat Belal Muhammad, he surgically dismantled a man known for his granite chin and tireless cardio. What followed wasn't just a one-sided beatdown, but a Twitter-fueled eulogy for "Remember the name, and remember it, we shall." Just maybe not for the reasons Belal was hoping for. Right from the opening bell, Della Maddalena came out like a tax collector in April, cold, precise, and absolutely merciless. Belal tried to keep his usual game plan of pressure and wrestling, but Jack fought like a man who read that strategy in advance and decided to speed-run the counter-punching tutorial. Twitter wasted no time. By the end of round 1, fans were already calling it a masterclass. One user joked, "Jack is treating Belal like he just said leg kicks don't hurt." Another chimed in, "This is starting to look like an instructional video. Poor Belal is the dummy." As the rounds wore on, the only thing more battered than Belal's face was the MMA community's perception of who deserves the next title shot. For a guy on a 9-fight unbeaten streak, Muhammad was treated by Della like an unsolicited LinkedIn message. Ignored, outmaneuvered, and eventually blocked. Jack's bodywork had Belal backing up more than Dana White avoiding a fighter pay question. By the 3rd round, fans started openly wondering if Belal's corner should throw in the towel, or at least a white flag emoji. "Belal's corner needs to unplug his controller," one fan quipped. "This is getting out of hand." And speaking of corners, Belal's corner advice between rounds began trending as unintentionally comedic gold. With Della Maddalena landing clean counters and controlling every exchange, the instruction to "pressure him more" sounded less like coaching and more like a dare. It was like telling someone in a horror movie, "Just go into the basement, it's probably fine." Della was turning Belal's pressure into opportunities to land vicious counters that snapped his head back like a bobblehead in a paint mixer. Of course, Twitter is never short on conspiracy theories. Some fans immediately accused ring rust of being Belal's actual opponent. After all, the man hadn't fought in nearly a year, and it showed. "Belal didn't just fight Jack," one tweet said. "He fought Father Time, ring rust, and a guy who fights like he downloaded Floyd Mayweather's defense and combined it with Nick Diaz's body shots." Others joked that Belal's inactivity was a result of the UFC hiding him. Meanwhile, Della Maddalena's stock skyrocketed like Dogecoin in 2021. But this time, it felt a lot more real. His calm composure, laser-sharp accuracy, and refusal to get drawn into panic exchanges had fans comparing him to prime Anderson Silva. "Jack Della Maddalena is the boogeyman's boogeyman," one user posted. "Somewhere, Colby Covington just started sweating for no reason." Others were already fantasy booking matchups. Imagine Jack versus Shav Cat. That's a cancel all your plans and order wings type fight. The memes were predictably ruthless. Even Belal's nickname caught strays. "Remember the name? Bro, I'm trying to forget this performance." But amidst the roasting, there was still respect for Belal's durability. The man took a 5-round onslaught and never stopped trying. He survived shots that would have folded a deck chair. Still, surviving isn't the same as winning, and fans made that distinction loud and clear. Some took a more compassionate angle, praising his toughness and spirit. Others, not so much. "Belal's chin deserves a title shot on its own," one fan wrote, "but his game plan needs to be left on red." Islam Makhachev wasted no time making waves after UFC 315, where Jack Della Maddalena put on a striking clinic to dethrone Belal Muhammad and claim the welterweight title. Watching closely from afar, Makhachev, who had teased a jump to 170 pounds if Della won, took to social media mere minutes after the final bell. First, he offered words of encouragement to his longtime friend and training partner, Belal Muhammad, tweeting simply, "Head up, champ." It was a respectful nod to Belal's heart despite the one-sided loss, But then Makhachev shifted gears and dropped the kind of announcement that makes matchmakers sweat with excitement. Time to become a double champion, inshallah. Let's go. Short, sweet, and straight-up menacing. Makhachev, already reigning supreme at 155 pounds, now has his sights set on joining the rarefied air of double champs. And with Della Maddalena holding gold and momentum, the timing couldn't be more dramatic. A stoic Dagestani grappler versus a slick Aussie striker? That's not just a title fight. That's a stylistic collision waiting to break the internet. UFC fans, start clearing your calendars. Islam versus JDM might be next, and the lightweight king is coming for a second crown. One thing's for sure, the welterweight division has a new king, and the Sharks are already circling. Will Makhachev make good on his promise and chase double champ glory? Will Belal bounce back with a vengeance? Or will JDM continue his silent reign of destruction? Sound off in the comments, who should be next for Jack Della Maddalena? And don't forget to hit that follow for more post-fight chaos, fighter reactions, and breakdowns you won't get anywhere else.